Week 6 of From Premise to Published. Here we are again with a bit of off the cuff writing advice. Today I want to talk about openings. A lot of writers already know with your openings, you're really trying to hook readers in, draw them in, get them to want to keep reading the book. But there's one important element of the opening that so many writers neglect. Even experienced writers forget to give this the attention and care it needs. All right, that might have been a bit over dramatic, but it is important.
No fluff writing advice. Cut the fluff!
So yes, with your openings, you do want to hook readers, you do want to draw them in, but you also want to set expectations. You want to give them a taste of what they're going to get further down the track. If it's going to be a silly, humorous story, you need to have some silly humor at the start of the book so the expectations are set. If it's going to be a serious, emotional story for the most part, you need to present that at the start of the book. If it's going to be bloody and gruesome and maybe a little stomach turning, once again, you need to present that in the opening or somewhere near the start of the book so readers aren't blindsided too much halfway through. I mean, that's a good way to get yourself a bunch of negative reviews, present the book as one thing and then have it turn into something completely different halfway through. I know some authors can pull that off if it's done in a pleasing way, but if you're just misleading readers, usually doesn't end well. So with the book I'm writing now, I will be writing the opening. It'll be a prologue at the end because it's going to be a flash forward. Now, I don't usually mess around with prologues, but in this case, in the spirit of setting accurate expectations, I kind of feel like I need to do it this time because the opening I've got now, chapter 1, it starts off, you're in this fantasy world, or the characters in this fantasy world. There's a lot of silly stuff going on. It's silly humor. It's kind of wacky. It's hard to take it seriously because that's what that scene needs to be. But there are going to be serious moments later. And more importantly, at a certain point, that fantasy character is going to be implanted or transplanted into our world, which could be a shock for readers who don't see that coming or didn't sign up for that. So when I finally write the prologue, it's going to be a flash forward to when this character's in our world, and it's going to be a more serious, slightly somber, emotional moment. I do still need to squeeze some humor in there as well because it is primarily meant to be a humorous story. But I also need to show that more serious side at the start before it transitions into chapter 1, which is just pure silliness. In the prologue, I also want to showcase a change in character, the main character, and the language he uses, because at the start of the book, he's going to be this really pretentious character, even in the way he talks and communicates. Like he's using a lot of pretentious language, a lot of adverbs and things like that. What you would normally consider bad communication or bad writing. But I want to signpost that at the start that hey, it's not going to be this way. It's not going to be this way the whole way through. This is just how he is now, and he will evolve. So in the prologue, by the time it gets to that point in the actual timeline of the story, he will have changed a lot, and he won't be acting or communicating the way he is in chapter 1. And I think that's something important in this case to point out because it is a somewhat jarring difference, or it will be. And the reason why I'm writing the prologue last after I've written every other chapter is it's going to have quite a few key characters in it. And I don't know these characters yet. I don't know what direction their character development will go in because I am more of a discovery writer. Like I've got a list of characters and maybe a few defining traits, but I don't know what these characters will be like when they get to this point. So I can't properly write it yet. And I am legitimately keeping this video short, and I've done it again. I did not get the word count ready before I started recording. Bear with me. I'm actually hoping to get some more writing done today, but I made a little bit of progress, not much, not enough in my mind. So the current word count is 14,147. Hey, look, I'm not even going to ramble on. I think I can keep this one pretty short. One thing I do want to mention, I know I'm doing these off-the-cuff, non-scripted videos, but what I have been doing is after I record these, I'll take out some key points and write scripted shorts that I have been posting. So they're a little more polished, a little less rambling, a little less stumbling over my words. All right, let's leave it at that. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this video, hit subscribe anyway and hate watch my content. That's always fun.